So Jamie Knight LaBelle, we had been following. He's now been loaned to Crew Alexander, and he's played now a good run of matches, and they've had good results, and he's performed really well. There was also some interest in him from Wales, so I had a number of discussions with him and his agent, and we felt like this was a good chance to get him into camp and expose him to what we're doing, and then see how he responds. So we're excited to bring him in. Kwasi Poku, I think we had been following for a while, and we thought even about bringing him in the September window, but he had just made the transfer to Molenbeek, so we decided to wait on that and give him a little bit more of a chance to establish himself. And he's had really good performances there, so we're excited, and he also has positional flexibility, so we're excited to get him in. And sorry, the other one was Santiago.
Yes, Lopez.
Yeah. Yeah, so Santiago we followed in the U20s. Mauro's familiar with him. Andrew Oliveri, I spoke to him about him. I had a conversation with him and quite a few texts, just kind of letting him know that we were following him. And because we only have one game in this window, we wanted to use this camp in a little different way than some of the other ones we've had, and expose a few of the younger players to what we're trying to do, and then again see how they respond and integrate them into what we do. And as we're in the beginning process of our lead into 2026, we felt like this was a good time with a few more training days to give them a chance to acclimate to us and see how they do. Well, Alistair is just he's had a procedure there, and then he's trying to kind of get back to being a 100% at health. So it was even the reason why we took him out of the U.S. game and then sent him back, is he's nursing a little bit of a back issue. So we just felt like he and the club and us, we all felt it was best for him in this window to stay and try to see if he can really rehabilitate, and then make sure he's ready for November. So that'll be the goal with Alistair right now. That group as well. And so there's four. And yeah, I mean, we had Steven Afrifa in last time, and we thought he did well, and we could have easily brought him in again. We've left Kamal and Sam out of the group for now because we just wanted to leave room for a few more new guys. And look, we'll be pushing to integrate them quickly to see if they can get up to speed with all the ththings that we've established with the group. It'll also be a challenge that I give the group to make sure, like last time they did a really good job with Steven and Nathan, and Nico Segur, to really make sure that these guys had the opportunity to learn what we were doing and acclimate as quickly as possible. So that'll be the challenge. It'll be a little bit bigger group. We'll have more training days, which means that they should have a bigger opportunity to adapt and learn. And then we'll evaluate how things go. And I think we'll probably also be trimming the group down for when we go to Toronto. So it probably won't be, by the time we get to Toronto, it probably won't quite be 26 players. But we'll see how things go during the week. It's been great. I've even traveled around Europe a little bit, watching some Champions League games in this week here, and then seeing some games on the weekend. I mean, we've done a good job of just kind of condensing all the games of the players. So throughout the start of the season, as a staff, we've kept up with the performances of all the players and all the potential players in the group. So I mean, it's an interesting rhythm. It's a very different rhythm than club football, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm also enjoying seeing a lot of our players play at a high level. So you can certainly reference Jonathan David's performance on the weekend, but I think a lot of guys, Kyle Glaron getting a goal on the weekend, and a lot of different players for me playing at a really high level, and it gets me excited again to bring the group back together and to continue to push our development. So yeah, that part's been okay. Well, now he's playing a little more as a right winger, right midfielder, right, in Molenbeek, and he's played as a left wing back at Forge, and then he played it as a striker, a lone striker, double striker at Forge. So I think first of all he has some really good flexibility to the way he plays, and then look, you can see in some ways that he's still young and raw, but in other ways, he has really good instincts with how he moves around in the box, how he shows up in the match, his ability to hold on to balls, his ability to be vertical and use his speed and athleticism at the right times. He scores a lot of different kinds of goals, some of them just being a little bit smarter than the defender, some of them being more athletic. He's good in the air. So he has a lot of good qualities. He's still young, he's still developing, but I think we're really excited to get him into camp and to like get him integrated into what we do. Yeah, I think more than anything, look, he again also has positional flexibility, but more than anything is his aggressiveness. Like when we've watched him play, he presses the ball well, he counter presses well, he physically is very present in the midfield in terms of winning duels and covering ground, and he's also sharp and clean on the ball. So again, I think he's not new to the national team program, and Morrow's very familiar with him, and so we had good discussions with the staff about him as we were continuing to evaluate which players to bring in. And I feel like he has a really good chance to adapt and fit into the way we do things. So, yeah, that was the main motivation and the reasoning behind bringing him. Yeah, I mean, when the players all get in, we decided this time around with a little bit more of an extended training week use instead of using the first day as like a regeneration day for a lot of them after playing on either Saturday or traveling on Sunday or Monday, to send them out in the community, right, and have them train with some of the young teams and get out and have the young players in the community get to see their heroes up front. And so, we're really excited about this opportunity. The players are totally on board with this, and they've been really excited about this project as well. Then we'll have an open coaching session. We're going to do a little bit of a coaching symposium as well, just to explain to some of the local coaches what we've been doing, how we've been training, what our tactical system is like. And we're hopeful in these ways to extend ourselves in the community to make people feel like they're part of what the team is. And I've been using this phrase a lot lately, that this is the people's team, and we want people to feel like that. We want the public and the community to feel like that. We want them to be able to touch and see and feel their players. And then we hope that this will generate more and more energy for what we want to become in 2026. So we're all really excited, and I think even though we don't have two matches, I think we're all really excited about the opportunity to get in the community. Look, Sam is an incredible person. First, what a pro! He was. He's Since I've gotten to know him, I've been totally impressed with him as a person, and then as a player, I think he's very intelligent, very fits in the game really well. And what I've said to him in the past is kind of like, we know what we have with him. There's some young players that we want to take a look at and see how they do and how they integrate. And then there'll be time for Sam in continued moments. And certainly, even when we look ahead to November and know that these are important matches that we have to get results in to qualify for the Nations League, then we'll start to evaluate in those moments, like, okay, which are our best players that need to be coming along, and how do we evaluate that, and where are we with everyone? So, um, you know, uh, I know Sam. He's such an incredible person, and look, we'll kind of be around Montreal in the week, so we'll see him a little bit. We'll be able to have discussions, and Sam will be ready when called upon. I know that. Well, look, we've played sometimes for what I would call 4-2-2-2. We've played sometimes 4-2-3-1. With the ball, we've gone a lot to more of a three build up, and then it's looked more like a 3-4-3 or a 3-2-4-1. And then we've used Fonzie in different ways at times, sometimes wide, sometimes in a six role, sometimes higher in a 10. We've used Alistair or Richie in different ways. So look, we have a structure, and then we manipulate how we use the structure based on what we think is important for each opponent that we play. Um, and in that sense, I think that the players are really intelligent and have adapted really well, and it's allowed us to have even more flexibility with what we do. So, um, might there be opportunities to play with three in the back at times? Maybe, but I mean, right now we're in a really good place with our development path, and I think it's worthwhile to continue kind of on this path while we're on it. So, but that being said, we switched to three in the back and against Peru in the second half. So there's another example. So, I think that again, the team has a lot of quality and intelligence, and it allows us to have some fun with being able to manipulate the tactics a little bit. Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like a lot of them have adapted well. Last camp, I used Ali as an example of someone who was playing at a very high level with his club and using a lot of the principles. And now I think Nathan has shown that as well. So that is a template is a good word. That's what we're trying to do, is expose them a little bit to the way we think and the way that we're trying to adapt the team, and then see if they can put it to practice, not just in camp, but also find it useful and beneficial for how they develop themselves when they're with their clubs. So it's been outstanding seeing Nathan, and the guys were joking a little bit because Nathan and Steven came into the match against the US and then never touched the ball, and they got their first caps without ever touching the ball. So, let's see if we can get Nathan in the match in this one and see if we can get him a couple touches on the ball. But I mean, he's been playing outstanding. It's great to see. Yeah, I think there's some obvious reasons why some of our players would go to the French league, because this is one of their, either their primary language, their mother tongue, or their secondary language, and so then the idea that they can adapt quickly to the language and culture makes sense. Some of them are a little bit special situations, but certainly it's not just that they've gone to the French league or gone or made good transfers, but that they're getting playing time, right? And it's a little bit of a shame with Ishmael, because, and a little random, that after the one ankle injury, he now gets the exact same ankle injury on the other side. But we all know that Ishmael is going to be a big part of this team as we move forward. It's just a little bit unfortunate that we don't get to keep him moving forward with us, and yeah, also with his club in the moment. But yeah, it's good for us. They're close to me, so I can see them play. Um, and I think they've established themselves with all their teams, which is a really positive sign. No, we'll play to win, because we respect Panama a lot. They had a great Copa America. They have a lot of, I think, talented, established players. Some players that I coached, and I know that the Panamanian players have a combination of football savviness and cleverness with also some strong physicality. So this will be a match where we'll be tested, I think, both from our football sense and from a physical sense. So and it's important to us because we were able to, with the last window, jump ahead of the United States in the CONCACAF ranking, which benefits us for the November window draw. And if we can get another win against a very good Panama team, then we have a chance to stay in the second position and potentially hunt for the first. So we're on a mission here to push, to continue to get better, and to continue to climb different rankings so that we can really feel good about the development path that we've created, and the development path that we're on.